Inhale and flow, let it rise to the sky. Flowing high, feeling so alive. Roll it up tight, spark it up bright. Leave your worries behind, take flight. Riding on clouds, feeling so free. Lost in the haze, just you and me. Smoke in the air, we're in our zone. Living in the moment, never alone. Passing around in a circle we go. Sharing stories, letting our minds flow. Time slows down in a tranquil state. Every puff bringing a new escape. We're riding on clouds, feeling so free. Lost in the haze, just you and me. Smoke in the air, we're in our zone. Living in the moment, never alone. Underneath the stars we find our peace. In this euphoria, worries cease. Colors brighter, laughter sincere. In this moment, all doubts disappear.
So a couple years ago, I was I had this chocolate bar. Dude said that.
Chocolates are good.
Oh my god, they're the best. But he had told me the doses on each of the squares, and I'm like, oh, okay. I can get away with eating one of these squares and be good. It's just gonna give me the euphoric feeling. Bro had his doses off, bro,
They
because
usually do.
each one was probably about a gram, not a half gram, like he said.
Yep.
And I ate one chocolate bar, bro, and like every so often you just see fucking tracers go flying by, and I just be like, what the fuck was that,
Yeah.
man?
No, I had a buddy that made them. They're about that big and about that thick, but the top looked like a shroom, basically. Like
Right.
the ones that people draw, the nice, pretty ones, whatever. But yeah, them fuckers were strong.
It's just gonna get. All right. What's up, everybody? Well, and welcome to episode 7 of the Grow Talks. I'm Cannaman, and that's Joe. He is
How's
in
it going,
his
guys?
he is in his grow room today. You want to show off your Sterling? Since you're in there.
Yeah. Yep.
We also have Zach hiding out over here. She's looking a beaut.
I'm the voice in your head. No.
She's looking
she's
gorgeous.
doing good.
Mine stretches off to the side more.
I stripped this one down pretty heavy. Well, a couple days ago. It's doing good.
You look nice.
So this is the start of week 8. Or no, not the start of week 8. This is the start of week 7.
Week 7.
Wait, no. What episode are we on? 7. Okay, so this is the start of week 8
Wait.
because we're an episode behind
yeah,
our weeks.
yep.
Because I got the tooth pulled.
Yep. You're right. Yep.
So at
you're
the
right.
end of this week, on next week's episode, we will be putting them into flour. Which I think with the size of mine, I'm gonna have to make like a little special shelf for it in that room, in the front room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey.
speaking of that front room, bro, one of my fried apples and bananas is starting to throw some purple leaves up. Like if you look really close into the buds where like the leaves, the little baby leaves just form up, you can see the tips of them
Yeah.
turning purple.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass.
It's the one
I
that's
think
closest to that open wall.
Yep. And that strain, I think, has purple tendencies, anyways.
Right.
it's
Oh, yeah, I
genetic.
need to get some shares out really quick. So this week we're talking about flipping to flour, since we'll be doing it at the end of this week. So when it comes to flipping to flour, how do you usually go about that, Joe? While I get these,
Me?
yeah, while I get these shares out.
Well, I used to do it. I used to just go by the size of my plant and like not really pay attention to feeding schedules and all that shit. I'm just like, yeah, I got plants, just like growing stuff in my garden, and then you like run into issues and you're like, fuck. So I've been paying attention to my feeding schedule. I do 3 weeks of like a seedling stage, and then when I start vegetation stage, I will start feeding, and then I'll feed for a month, and then I flip to flower. now, and I'm trying to get down to where I'm flipping every 28 days now. So when I start my next on Monday, um, yeah, this upcoming Monday, I start my next set of clones that go into the flower room for the 28-day cycle. So I'll pull out my next batch will come out and these ones will go in. So basically, I'm just a couple days ahead of schedule. So I should basically be throwing them in there right now, but I'm waiting until the 10th to stay on schedule.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I need to get myself
Yeah.
on a better schedule.
I think, just like once I got this calendar, it's like so much easier to like look at it and be like, okay, this is what you got to do, and I can look at it every day or every other day or just on the days that I want
Right,
to.
right. And honestly,
I try to
since
keep
we're
up
about
with
to flip those into flour, I should be fucking starting some fresh seeds right now.
it. Right. Or have some clones on hand, or
Well, I've
if
got
you
those
got some
8
clones
that are
ready to
sitting in
roll.
the cloner right now, waiting to see if they pop. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's always iffy, especially since I don't have like an actual cloner.
Right. Well, I don't have an actual cloner either.
Well, yours is better than mine, bro.
Hey, I use a water bottle like you got sitting right there, and I just throw my clones in there. 4 to 7 days later, maybe 10 at the most, it's rooted.
Oh,
I put it in sunlight.
you're just talking about putting it in there
Yep, cutting it and just throwing it in there.
in the water.
Yeah, with that much water, and then
I have a lemon alien guava clone in there that I cloned that way.
I hinge the top so
Yeah.
that you can open it every now and then, leave the top of the cap off, but
Yeah.
the top of it, make a little hinge out of it. Yeah, they work. It works really well. For
Milk,
one,
go to your tree.
Never
Yeah,
throw
Lindsay,
multiple.
But
Lindsay likes to clone in water too.
yeah, I know a few people that clone in water, and I mean that's the one clone that's actually taken for me is the one that was done in water. So I might have to just clone that way for a bit, but oh well.
And remember, if you take a pothos cutting and throw it in the water with it, it produces pothos produce rooting hormones, like so that they can
I've
propagate
seen that.
themselves. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's how
Yeah.
we
I've heard about
clone
that.
all of our plants at home.
You stick a pothos in with it every time?
Yeah, even with the house plant that we're
That's
trying
great.
to clone. Yeah, other than the pothos, because there's a
Oh.
lot of pothos out there.
Well, that's what made me
Right.
just toss a branch into some water and try cloning that way is because I'd always seen people doing it on Facebook with all other kinds of plants and vegetables and shit, and I was all, well, it's a fucking weed, dude. The fuck, it's gotta work. So I just
Tomatoes?
fucking chopped it and threw it in.
Tomatoes will clone like a motherfucker.
Really?
They want to grow.
But with my flower cycle, I actually go like the full 2 months. But I mean, I might have
Yeah.
to rethink that with how fucking outlandish that fucking room is, dude. I can't get over how luscious that room is, dude.
It's fucking beautiful, dude.
It is.
It's cool. It's good work, man. It's outstanding work.
So now, do you do a special feeding before you go into flower? Of like some extra nutrients or something?
No,
No?
Yeah, I usually lay
no.
off and
I
then
just transition. I just go boom.
Yeah, that's how I do. I just follow the feeding schedule and just zip, zip, transition in.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, technically, because I'm going to start using that microbial stuff that I have when I transplant, which I totally forgot to do that
Yeah.
yesterday. But, I mean, I guess since I usually transplant into 5-gallon pots a couple of days before I'm going to flip them into flour, so that they
Yeah.
have the full time of flour to enjoy those pots. These ones were in there for like 2 weeks with their new pots before I flipped them to flour, and they're already trying to shoot out the bottom. It's rough, bro. But I guess when I'm transplanting a
happy.
couple of days before flour and I start using that stuff, that'd be kind of like an extra feeding.
Right. And all it is telling you is that your fucking plants are happy, bro.
Bro, they are
Since
so happy.
I got these little deals. These little six
like
by six, 6x5. I don't know, whatever they are, dude. But I've been taking them out of the solo cups and putting them in here. Dude, they fucking just flourish.
Yeah.
Like instantly. They're just like, oh yeah, I can stretch out.
And then
Here
I'll
we
probably go up
go.
like another size from that. And
Yeah.
then I'll switch it to my 5-gallon pot and leave it in the 5-gallon
Yeah.
pot for flour.
That's what I'm
Yep.
doing. 'Cause
Yeah.
them alternative shoes, they're clusters of roots at the bottom already. And I just
Really?
transplanted them, yeah.
Jeez.
Dude, those alternative shoes are some vigorous plants.
Yeah, Steve was telling me today when I was helping him at the grow today that it's a good breeder. They're really vigorous, explosive growth out of nowhere,
Really?
and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, no, they're definitely.
You should have seen this dream
fresh
catcher
set
that
of
I had
feet.
in there. I had to chop it down because it ended up being male.
Oh, what?
A dream catcher. It was from Mad Wolf Genetics.
Okay.
But so the way the stock had started, it was all like funky and stuff and all wrinkled.
I've seen that before.
Dude, it was so weird. And then the main stalk didn't actually really want to grow. It basically grew 2 main stalks out its side.
Oh, wow, yeah, no, I had a buddy that planted a seed once, and it grew 2 plants, and then they mended together. And it was...
I've had that happen.
Peyton
before,
said that's
too.
why I just start
It was
in a
weird.
5-gallon. I like to start in a smaller one so that they can build a nice root base. And then
Yeah.
I slowly
Peyton
transition
hush his
2
plant.
more sizes so that they get that really strong root base right there.
Yeah. 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 That's smart.
Let's see.
That is smart.
Let's see if I can find a picture of this. Okay, so see that thing?
Yep.
Wild, huh?
It
I'm gonna
was.
blast this baby with 1,300 ppm. Do you think I should?
Is that your fried apples and bananas?
Yeah.
Don't lock her out. No.
Right. She's already got a nice root ball on her.
Dude, I've never had any fucking. I'm not even gonna say it, but yeah, she's doing good. Like,
The
her
dream
roots
catcher,
are-
when I flipped that pot over, bro, and dumped the soil out, it was
Yeah.
dude, the roots were so thick.
I love
Yeah?
this one.
Oh, just wait, bro. When I harvest this room over here in a month and a half,
Yeah.
and I flip, I'll send you pictures of the root balls when I flip them, and dude, it's just gonna be a straight up root ball in there.
Hell yeah.
That's why they're shooting
That's
out the
good.
bottom.
Though. The bigger the roots, the bigger the fruit, man.
Uh-huh.
You want that. You
Oh,
want
dude, and
that.
I can already tell, like, with the way these branches are forming in there, and the colocytes are, they're gonna stack so
Yeah,
perfectly. And I'm gonna,
Oh, yeah, the spacing.
yeah, on these front ones right here, those are some Shinobi Bloods from Mad Wolf Genetics.
Nice.
So those ones, they've got like perfect spacing and everything, and they're just thick. And I see them coming
Hell
out
yeah.
like this, and at least like this big a nug.
Yeah, yeah.
Exciting.
But I'll try it out.
That's
If you
exciting.
take your the bottom of your root ball and just take scissors and cut across in the bottom. Don't cut any off. Just you'll notice it'll get more explosive growth on the roots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you damage the roots and they get that damage and
So,
get instantly
oh,
put into
when you're
a pot.
transplanting?
Yeah, when you're transplanting.
So what I'll do is I usually tap them. I'll
Right,
give
to
them
loosen
some,
them up a
yeah,
little.
loosen them up. Kind of, it somewhat breaks some of them.
right.
But they seem to love it.
But yeah, no, I usually
I made a
just do
mistake by
little-
not filling my pot with enough dirt, but when I did, my alt shoes roots were all over the place. Yo, Peyton, I have totally had that happen recently. I transplanted it and I made a ghost hole,
Yeah.
and I just dropped it in there and I didn't pack it down right.
So
and
the roots, when it grew, started coming out of
So
it.
you had a hollow
Uh,
spot?
I had a hollow spot. It just
Oh, right.
the
Yeah,
roots just
hollow
completely
spot.
skipped that spot.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And it was in
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. It was in multiple spots that it happened.
Oh,
So
wow.
when I transplanted that, the entire thing fell apart below.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it had no structure, huh?
Yep. it didn't really have anything to grasp onto.
Yeah, because the roots weren't nice and tight holding that dirt in here.
So yeah, whole thing just fell apart, and I was just like,
I've had that happen to me before.
dude, I started to freak out for a second. And I was like, he'll be fine, he'll be fine, he'll be fine.
Right, I did that trying to grow
You know
in
what
sand
I do
once.
now?
What's
I
up?
I tap my pot, ding, ding, ding,
Mhm.
ding,
Yep.
every time I freaking put stuff in there now, just to make sure. And I'll kind of stuff it around. But
Yo, I had
don't
totally
want to
seen a
make
video
it
like a
too
week
tight.
later after that dude was like, make sure you drop your pot a couple times to pack it down.
Oh, 3 taps.
Paul says, right on, man, love homegrown. He also said, nice plants, Joseph.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dallas said, what's up, suckers?
You should-
I don't know
What
who
up,
you're talking
sucker?
about. You're the sucker stuck at a dispensary right now.
Yeah, stuck a fish.
I had to go save Zach from the dispensary.
Yeah, I'd have been there bored as shit.
He's all hiding behind the corner of the fucking building.
It was blocking the wind.
Oh, is your lady working? But is your lady working?
Yeah, I was at the grow today, so I got off a little early. I went and said hi to her.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Oh, shit.
So what do you do when you
Fucking
flip
mail's
the
not
flower, Stan?
What?
What do you do when you flip the flower?
I'll just... Well, so I usually run a veg room and a flower room, so I have to carry it from one side of my house to the other.
Right.
But usually I'll take it in there and not the first day. I'll usually do it like the second or third day. I'll take a tomato cage if I have one available and fucking pin it down with it.
Yeah.
But I like to let it kind of adjust to that light first.
I want to try that, the whole tomato cage thing. I'm going to try that
I
this
like
year.
it.
But I'm going to try it outside.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm going to have like a little smorgasbord of experiments outdoors.
But I
this
mean,
year.
I've also seen people do like a 5x5 or a 4x4 base. Or not
Yeah.
even that, like more like a 2x2 base that they set their pot on. And those usually have
Yeah.
like roller wheels underneath it. And
Yeah.
they'll just use PVC and build individual terrace nets for them.
Nice. Nice. So I was talking to your dad last night, and we were talking about like living soil and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about giving it a shot, dude.
What's up, Jay? Dude, I want to switch to living soil eventually.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just-
my plan. Like,
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work at the very beginning.
Yeah, at the very beginning, yeah.
It's expensive at the beginning, like your dad said. It's expensive.
Yeah, that's what
It's worth it.
gets me, man. That's how I'm
He
like,
said
it's so
every-
expensive.
But every grow it gets better and better and better. He said you just cut your plants down, and when you reset, you plant right next to your old root ball, and it disappears. It disintegrates, or whatever you call it. Goes
Yeah.
back into its. I mean, I'm intrigued, dude. It's got me totally, like, my brain's just thinking about it now.
Oh, and those are in beds, huh?
Yeah, so I get a 4x4 bed to put inside of my tent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said the initial cost of filling up your bed, he said that's the most expensive part, but after that, it's just maintenance. So I'm really thinking about saving up some dough to make an investment on a 4x4 grow box.
Oh, wouldn't be a bad idea.
It'd be super cool.
Yeah.
It saves money on nutrients. You don't have to pay for nutrients anymore.
And soil.
Yeah, I mean, like soil nutrients is all you have to do now, like worms and
Yeah.
compost,
Life.
and cool shit like that.
And a lot of that shit you can just
Yeah.
do at home.
And it just gets better and better as you go on.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about living soil. I
Get a
really wanna try
compost
it.
bin and
like
put it
when
in the
you-
backyard. Table scraps.
Yeah, and like
All
when
you concentrate on
you
is
trim
the
and
soil,
stuff, you
not
grow
just
your-
plants.
Yeah, Yeah, who said
Or
that?
Peyton said absorbs into the soil compost. All you concentrate on is the soil, not just plants.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I've always throw worms in my plants. When
Really?
I put them in their final plot. Yeah, I'll throw some like night crawlers from the store. Throw a color. Find some in your yard. Those ones do better usually.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've never thrown night crawlers in there before, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, just one or two. They usually do good. Plants love it because it aerates the soil for you. I like getting them
Like
out of
when
the
you go
yard though.
fishing and shit.
Yeah, I like getting them out of the yard because they're smaller worms. You can throw
Yeah.
more in there, not
Los,
worry
you
about
going
damage
to
or
name the
anything.
stream? What do you mean, Peyton?
What do you say?
Los, you gonna name the stream?
I think he said. I think he meant long as you're going to name the strain.
Is he might be calling me Los, Los.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Peyton's one of my really good friends growing up as we were kids.
Oh, okay. So he says you going to name the stream?
I
I
think he
don't know
meant
if I'm gonna
strain.
name his strain.
Oh, I'm sure he'll correct himself
Not
here in a
yet.
second.
Yeah. He's a little bit he's not very Facebook savvy.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't.
He's
Yeah.
a grandpa. He's a grandpa. I like to flip him shit. So, what do you do about drybacks? What do you have a dryback ratio before you water when you're in flower?
So I'm really bad about this, dude.
I will die if I hit that. Gabs get me.
Doo-doo-doo.
I throw them on my bowls.
So 1 second, bro. What was the question again?
What do you do about drybacks? Like, what's your dryback consistency in flower? Before you water, like, how dry do you let your pot get? Do you lift it up and fill it? Like, how do you know when it's time to water?
So I usually watch
In
my
flower.
leaves, which is a terrible fucking thing to do.
I do that and I do the lift method.
Yeah, I watch my leaves, and
Yeah.
once they start to droop a little, then I hit them with some fucking water. I'm really bad because I'll see them start to droop a tad bit, and I'll be like, oh, they'll be good until the lights turn on, and then I'll feed them in the morning. I walk in, and they're just fucking poof, face
no.
down. I'm just like,
Nah.
nah.
If the top of the soil's too dry, like the finger, like to your second knuckle, and if it's still comes
Yep.
out dry, just a little sticks to the tip, I'll water it. Break up the topsoil a little bit
Yep.
so it absorbs it.
Yeah. Yeah. I constantly lift my
I like the
my
lift one.
pots.
I had
Yeah.
seen something. Let me see if I had like screenshotted it or something.
It's funny though, because you got to gauge the weight of the next pot you're putting it in, and then fill it after you plant it and water it.
Right. So I've been growing in under nets, and you can't fucking lift your pot up
Yeah.
when you grow under net. So I'm trying to figure out like a new watering method to where I know I'm getting the perfect amount of water in these pots every time. You know, so I've been like writing down how many cupfuls, using the same cup, mixing the same amount of nutrients every time.
Who is the grow company? Not Mars Hydro, the other one.
AC Infinity?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I had seen. Let me look them up real quick. Them make a post about this a while ago. Not really a while ago. It was a couple weeks ago. They were doing a giveaway for it.
Didn't you tag me in it?
I'm pretty sure I probably did. It was a fucking moisture stick.
Yeah, I think you tagged me in that.
Yeah. Let's
That
see if
thing's
I can
cool.
find it.
Like that sensor. It'd be really cool if you could stick them in multiple plants.
I think you can.
You know what I mean? That'd be fucking badass. Oh, my back. My neck. My back. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good
Oh,
time
okay,
at
yeah.
the seashore
So
today, though.
soil sensor probe, exclusively for controlling AI plus monitor moisture and saturation level resistor.
Yeah, so you need
Uh,
the AI module,
yeah,
don't you?
I think so.
But what's his face has it? Daniel's got one.
Well, Peyton said, how about feeding it from the bottom like an ebb and flow, kind of? Flood it, let
That's
it
what I'm
absorb the
doing.
water, and then let it go down. There's
I'm
systems out
doing.
I've
there
done
like
that
that.
I
before.
got a couple different plants. I'm
But
doing it to one
When
plant
I was
right
trying
now.
to make the roots chase the water really bad, I fucking was bottom feeding.
Yeah, butt chugging.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
What
hey,
about wick
this
feeding?
probe's
You ever heard
only
about wick feeding?
$21.99, bro.
I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
But
you.
how much is the rest of it?
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and you do stick that whole probe in there. Oh,
Yeah, if you stick
shit,
it in your
bro.
soil and it reads, it
What
actually
the
reads your
fuck?
soil. Right. Right. It's a trip.
What is it, a water meter? A moisture meter?
Yeah.
A soil. Yeah, moisture meter.
Oh, that's not like the one I'm used to. I'm used to like the little, would they have the two prongs that you stick into the soil and it tells you if it's wet or dry?
Oh, yeah.
And if it tells
Yeah,
you, yeah.
yeah. It's by bending the meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some of
Yeah.
them you can switch to how much sunlight they're getting, and the meter will go up and tell you if it's bright or dim.
Yeah.
Huh. This thing sounds interesting. But you also gotta have the fucking AI reader thing, so.
Yeah, I know, with those little plastic
Right,
ones,
yeah.
it basically just reads the energy of the plant, I think.
Oh. Sorry, guys. I'm feeding plants
No,
as
you're
we
good.
talk.
You're good. I was trying to think of some more fucking flipping to flower subjects. Oh, I got
do you-
one. I got a bro science one, bro.
Okay.
Spiking the stock. I've asked you about this a couple of times recently. Have you
Yeah.
ever heard of that?
Like drilling a hole in it? Yeah, for it increases terpenes and
And
supposed to
trichromes?
increase, yeah,
Supposed
resin
to.
production and trichromes, yeah.
So I stumbled across that post again the other day,
I've been hearing
yesterday
that a
actually,
lot.
I think it was, and I was reading comments on it, and the dude that had posted it was like, "No, bro, this shit's totally bro science." And now I'm
Really?
like, yeah, now I'm like, bro, I really want to run two plants side by side, and right when I flip them to flower, send a fucking screw through one of them.
Right. Yeah, I've heard it
You
from a
really
couple
think
people.
it does something, huh?
Never know, bro.
They
Right.
learned it from old school growers, and that's what they always did. And then when they started doing it to their crop, it seemed to actually do something. So I'm curious too.
Yeah, that's
But-
why I want to
but,
run
like,
two plants side by side, exactly the same, all the way through
Yeah.
up until flower, and then stick a fucking screw into one of them.
Right? Yeah, that's what he said. You just drill a hole.
Are we gonna do it on the fucking Sterling 95? You're gonna get torturous on your Sterling 95?
No,
when it goes
because those
into-
ones were around under different conditions.
What? What conditions were they run under?
Different feedings. You're using different nutrients than me.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want to do it in like a complete side by side.
Yeah, same nutrients,
everything is
everything
exactly the same.
exactly the same.
Got you. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. It'd still be cool. I want to know what it does. That's just like
It's
people
yeah,
saying
they
putting
say
in the dark.
it kicks up the trichrome and terpenes in it, and so it's like fuck, man,
Yeah.
I'll try it out.
Have you ever put a plant in the dark after you harvest? Like
Mm-hmm.
2 days before you harvest?
Mm-mm.
Down the darkness thing? I've never
No.
done it either.
I do
I
it.
think it's complete.
What do you
You
think?
do?
I feel it helps
You do?
because
What does it help?
it gets that extra dark period, and usually, like with me, my pots are still wet. There's still a lot of water in there, so it absorbs the rest of like the excess nutrients and excess water if it didn't flush good. That it can get like the last of it and tries to do a last minute ditch effort to produce more trichomes to try to get pollinated. I feel because it always comes out
Yeah.
stickier and smelling better. So I feel it might up the trichomes and
But
the turds just slightly,
the-
not much. I usually put them in dark till they're dry, like till the soil's dry, and then like it's light, like you said, lifting it till they feel really light.
I have
with the
3
plant,
fried
then chop
apples
'em
and
hang 'em.
bananas in another tent.
And I
Yeah.
feel it cuts down the hang time.
I don't
For
need
the
a light
most
for that
part.
tent if it's just gonna be sitting in the dark.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I feel it
I-
cuts down hanging the plants. Like after you cut it and hang it,
Right.
it cuts that time down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I wet trim.
Me too. Most of everything. I
I
leave
don't.
some fan leaves and some sugar leaves on there to contain the buds, basically. They kind of protect it.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they always dry down and curl around the bud, and they're a bitch to get off once it's like a little drier. But most of the
That's
big,
why I wet trim is because that shit drives me up a wall.
right? Most of the big fan leaves I'll cut off, but the little ones that are kind of coming out the buds, I'll leave those on there.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they do. They kind of protect the trichome heads and everything from popping from too much heat, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of pick and choose what I want to pull off. I don't really pull much off at all. I just cut it down, hang it upside down, shut the fucking lights off, and I go check them in a week.
Right?
And then I gauge by a week, but like usually it's about a week and a half, 2 weeks. But with these plants, I think a week tops. If I go any longer, I'm gonna be way too dry and pissed off. So I'm gonna go a week.
How do you feel about the drying baskets? You hang them and it's...
I have one.
I don't really like it much.
I got one.
I liked how my stuff turned out. I mean, it was hanging in my room and it was really warm in there, so it dried really fast.
Right.
But it still turned out really good. I threw it in a jar and put one of the fucking Huma packs in there.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I had mine hanging
See, I
in
don't
my
like
basement, and it stays cool and just slightly humid down there, like 30%, maybe 40 at most. And I didn't like the way it turned out. The way that I usually do it is once it's dry enough for me to trim off the plant, like I was just talking about, the kind of dry trim, I'll cut all those leaves off, and then I'll throw them in paper bags. Yep, get them nice and trimmed, and paper bags seem to get a good moisture exchange. And then I throw them I got a little end table that I throw them in. It has a cupboard on it. Yeah, I just throw the bags in there, maybe 2 ounces. They're little paper bags, and I
Right.
don't grow much, so 2 ounces per bag maybe.
Right.
And then check them every day just to make sure they're not getting too wet. Open it up if you need
I know.
to.
I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna be pulling off of each one of these
And
plants I have. In
I've
that
had
room
way
up
better
there.
smell, way smoother, and way
It's about 2
flavorful,
ounces a
way more
plant.
flavorful that way, yeah.
Although the lemon alien guava keeps this up for the next 3 weeks, I might pull like 3 ounces off that.
And then once they're nice and dried and feel good, I throw them in jars. Yeah.
I've never done anything with a paper bag before.
Neither have I.
Huh.
I've always dried on fucking the drying racks that just hang.
Yeah. See, yeah, but I don't wet trim mine. I dry trim mine, so
Yeah.
I just leave them whole until I'm ready to trim, and then I cut them up into sections on the branch.
I have
and then
this
I just
other.
trim my way.
I have this other tent that I was talking about that I want to build a drying rack inside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think my problem was in the basement, was it was open.
Yeah, and
There was
see, that's
no-
the issue here is I
And
can't
with the
keep.
paper bags, they're contained. Yeah.
I can't keep anything like precise for a drying area. Like my room gets really warm at night. Then the grow rooms are really hot during the day. So
Yeah.
when it comes to drying, I kind of want to build that other little tent that I have out into a little like 5-shelf fucking 6-shelf.
Yeah, once I get
Drying
Brittany's house plants out of the basement, it's perfect because that's where my other 2 lights are. But we have house plants that we put outside in the spring and summer. That
Peyton said paper bag absorbs moisture. I've seen it before.
Yeah, that's what I'd be afraid of. It would suck too much moisture out.
maybe
But
it's
I'm
in,
just a weirdo.
maybe it's the enclosed space that I put it in that like just circulates it.
Right.
I don't know.
That could help.
'Cause I don't let them get
Yeah,
too dry.
no, I mean, I'm not knocking it by any means. If it fucking works for you, man, that's what I do. Like,
Right?
I just, you know what I mean? I've never heard of it, but learn something new every fucking day, man.
Yeah, and I'm open to constructive criticism because it happens. I don't know.
Right. But I don't have any criticism because I've never tried it, so
Right?
I can't say, oh no, that's the wrong way to do it.
See, that's what I love
Don't
about
do
growing
that.
weed, though, is everybody has different methods to
Yeah,
it.
and I've never really talked to
Fuck
anybody
yeah,
that
dude.
has tried it. It was just something I tried
Right.
that worked for me, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has different
Works
methods,
for
and
you,
fucking
and-
so much weed comes out so fire still. So
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Yep. I know. Do you look for like are you guys like on any kind of certain strains that you want to grow specifically, or like what you want to try? Like me, I'm on a sour diesel run right now. I've got a sour diesel, a supersonic sour diesel, and a dead diesel.
Well, right now I just
That
have a
I'm running.
smorgasbord,
Yeah.
but one I want to grow is a Cherry Garcia, just because it's my last name.
Yeah. That purple kush I planted was the one I want to
Garcia.
grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Excuse me.
But no, I guess I really don't have my eyes set on anything. I've been on that Smurf kick.
Yeah, see, that's kind of like your Smurf kick's kind of like my little my little sour D kick.
Yeah.
But I've got these.
I've got like
cap-
6 strains that have been fucking named after Smurfs.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So I've got these these relief seeds. I mean, they're freaking. They're nice. Hold on, let
2
me
of the
find-
little babies that were in that tent. Those are Gargamel's Revenge.
Nice. That's a good name.
Check these babies out.
Peyton says that
Yeah.
they like hanging. What's that?
This is one of those capulator reliefs.
Ooh, she's adorable.
Right.
I planted this one on 3/3/25, so it's not very old.
No, not at
Not
all.
at
She's
all.
pretty big for 3-3.
It's
Yeah.
only the.
And then yeah,
Oh, yeah,
here's
fine,
another
right?
one.
Yeah, see, that seems more acceptable for 3-3. The other one
But you
seemed
know
a
what
lot
it is?
bigger.
You know what it is?
Huh.
That's when I transplanted them. I transplanted them on 3/3.
Okay.
Oh.
Duh.
I was like, damn, that's some
Yeah.
explosive growth for like
Right.
5 days.
I know, bro. I'm like, holy shit, bro.
I'm feeding them that super stuff.
Right.
That super crack.
That super stuff. You know, that really super stuff. Yeah, like I'm really excited about those ones. See, I got. Yeah.
Planting steroids.
And then, yeah, some PGRs. Here's another one. That's the sour diesel.
I know. I wish I was in my room right now. It's so crowded in there right now.
I got some West Coast sour diesel seeds at home that I did last year. I saved
Yeah,
some.
did
and
you like them?
Yes, I planted one last year, and I loved it. It was freaking so good. I made some clones, gave a couple buddies clones. My one buddy grew it outdoors, and it
Joe Peyton
God,
said, check your
bushy.
text.
and still tasted just as good as my indoor. It was crazy.
Oh, shush your lips. We're on a live. I can't check my texts.
I'm really liking the way that Khalifa Kush is growing. It's gonna be a bushy one.
Yeah, no, that diesel wanted to look like a damn hedge.
Damn.
Like it was wide and bushy and just wanted to shoot shoots out of every single node.
Jesus.
Like I did a
I
lot
have
of
both
cleaning up
wet
on
and
that
dry
damn plant.
trimmed. I do a bit of a hybrid now. I have the metal clip sock hangers that I'll break the plant down into a few mains. I get rid of the dead leaves but leave everything else.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's long. What did I get myself into? I hang them in the lung room in the dark with indirect airflow. I strive to keep the lung room temp as close to 60 and RH at 60. I tend to end up with 65 degrees and 55% RH. Usually hangs for about 6 days. Then I jar them up with a little RH meters in half-gallon jars. I burp 3 times daily, 2 weeks, 2 times, 2 weeks, and then once a day if needed. Typically 30 to 60 day cure for perfect smoke, but I tend to get smokable by day 10 of cure.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Have you seen people use? It's kind of like a fucking wine cooler.
Yeah, the Cannatrolls.
Yeah, to like speed dry their shit.
Yeah, it basically speed dry and cures it within like a couple weeks.
Not even that. It's like a week, I thought.
Really?
What was it
They're
called?
super cool. Cannatrol.
Just want to look up Canatrol.
Is there by chance a plug
Yeah,
in
they're-
near me?
Right behind you.
They're pretty cool.
Right over by those curtains.
My phone wants to die.
Yeah, mine tends to do that a lot.
Ugh. Plants, so
Go
many.
ahead and cover his
plants.
camera with it.
I know.
Alright, so the only total dry cure and store system. Our dry cure and store system maximizes potency, preserves terpenes, and produces superior buds.
Nice. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Uh,
I mean, I don't think you can dry very much in them at one time.
Our groundbreaking approach consistently delivers superior results supported by research showing over 20% less damaged trichromes and an average of 16% higher terpenes compared to traditional methods. Huh.
Yeah.
Hold on. Scroll down. Mute it first, but play that video. Oh, they're probably doing all sorts of talking.
Right.
No, we can't
I mean,
even hear anything.
they're pretty cool, you know, but they're like $1,200 or
Holy
something.
shit!
But I guess those,
Jesus.
yeah, but those guys are making them out of those wine
Coolers, yeah.
coolers, you know, putting dehumidifiers and stuff like that,
Right.
which I think is super cool, you know. I don't know. I like my method, and like I said, I don't think you can fit very much into them, but I could be wrong.
No, it doesn't look like you can fit very much into them.
You know what I mean? I think there's only 2 racks.
Oh.
That's kind of cool looking though. And what? It just cures on the
Oh
branch.
wait,
and then
hold on.
you
What the
chop
fuck?
it down.
That is totally because that. What the fuck?
Right. So you can make a whole room like that. It looks like.
Yo, okay,
Yeah.
now go up to the menu. For home growers, I guess it's a cool cure. Oh
Cool
my
cure?
shitting balls, bro!
1,600.
How much?
1,600.
Yeah.
See, this looks like it's for like wet trim, bro. Oh wait, no, that's a full. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
That's a full-blown plant right in there.
Drying, curing, and
So,
storing.
It doesn't look like you can fit very much in there. No.
Right.
It looks like they
No.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6 trays. It looks like. Yeah.
10, 4, 8, 12, 16.
Pretty.
So they have 26 stalks in there. I guess that's quite a bit.
But how long is
26
each branch?
I know. That's what I was just thinking.
I'm checking to see if
It should tell you how, like.
So it
should
says
have,
a
like, a
cure could last anywhere from 4 to 30 days and beyond, depending on the cultivator and your personal preference. Select your temperature and dew point, and the cool cure cures your harvest in a perfectly controlled environment for as long as you like. No burping, no maintenance. Note that the cool cure will operate best at ambient room temperatures of 74 degrees and below. Wet load should not exceed 2.2 pounds.
I thought 72 was like ambient temp.
2 points, so no more than a kilo wet.
2.2 pounds wet, though? That ain't bad.
No, that's not bad. So probably like.
Paul said it's cool, but 1,700 for a wine fridge that cures half pound is not practical for me.
Right, right. I
Oh,
agree.
shit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Holy fuck.
You can cure
2.2
2.5
pounds?
Yeah, cure 2.5 pounds. So that's after it's already ready for curing. That's a good.
Well,
thing
no,
to
they're
know.
saying wet load don't exceed 2.2 pounds.
Oh shit.
So that's
But only
like,
Dry load. But that's for wet load. I don't think it could hold the dry load like ready to cure dry.
maybe.
It's all one process, so you stick it in there.
Hey, paper
and it
bags.
cures it.
Yeah.
Do they put them in paper bags to put them in there?
Hold on. Let me read this real quick.
Okay.
What's up? Okay. When you are satisfied with your cure, you can store your buds right in the unit. The cool cure will hold about 4 pounds of dried buds in perfect condition for months to come. Just another reason to get a second unit. Holy damn, dude! 4 pounds?
And that's how much it holds cured, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
of dry.
That's
Our cool
That's
care
actually
units
pretty
are
thick
built in Vermont by Vermonters. We build the units by hand in our workshop and then run quality testing to assure every unit is working perfectly before shipment. We know that your cool cure will change the way you think about drying, curing, and storage.
And those packs they're in, that looks more like butcher paper.
Yeah,
Yeah, look how it's folded. It's folded like a present, like they had a sheet.
true.
And it looks a little waxy, but butcher paper is a little waxy. Just slightly. Because it helps to keep when you're smoking meat, you use butcher paper to wrap it, and it helps keep everything in, but
Right.
it also allows some to escape.
All right. Well, if that's the case, they got 5 pounds in there.
Right?
That's crazy.
No, that one of those bags is probably, or 2 of those bags are probably like half full.
Right, yeah, because
Oh,
it
really?
says 4 pounds and there's 5 bags. Or packs. They look more like a box wrapped in paper, like
Right.
a present.
That's why I was like, bro, those got to be like pounds. You cut and wet trim your plant and stick it in. Done. Just wet the sponge and drain the humidity tray. I thought they were smaller. No,
Yeah,
dude, you
it's
can stick it
insane.
in there on branch. Like, there's a way to stick it in there on
Yeah,
branch.
it showed on one of the.
Hold on, wait.
Oh, it was up.
Well, yeah,
Was it like
the
on
the
little
upper one.
hangers?
No,
No, maybe that is bucked.
but those are still leafed, not
And
trimmed.
then the next one showed what they look like as they're drying.
Yes. Oh, go up right
And
there.
they don't look
After
like they're
putting so
advanced.
much care into grow process, you're only halfway there. It's critical to ensure flowers are dried, cured, and stored in a clean, correct environment. Canatrol Systems takes the guesswork, the myths, and the bro science out of the post-harvest process. The Cool Cure is designed to consistently deliver the perfect drying, curing, and storage conditions for your harvest. The environmental equilibrium protects and preserves terpenes and potencies. It's not telling me what I want, but I think you you have to clip them off of your branch. You can leave them leafed, but you have to clip them off your branch.
Don't forget.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Oh, it's not intended for.
The
I thought you said it
Canatrol
was.
Cool Cure is not intended for use with food products.
I had a cord blocking me.
Oh, it ain't a dehydrator.
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's what that means.
It's kind
not
of
a
it's kind
dehydrator.
of almost sounding worth it, even for the 1700.
16.
Dang. Yeah. Let's see
Two
if we can get up
LEDs.
that freaking do some sponsoring.
Oh, you cut. Oh wait, okay. 2 LEDs, fresh wood, do a harvest. I guess that would work. You're still wet trimming. You don't have to buck. I mean, you can buck or wet trim.
Right.
Yeah.
Either or, it basically says.
What if you just cut the buds off and like didn't really trim them up?
Well, that's what bucking is.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you get the dead leaves off and leave most of the ones close to the
Right.
nug sites.
But taking it off the main branch
yeah, the
itself.
main branches.
I still prefer wet trim, so I'd wet trim and then cure it in there.
And that's what I do with the paper bags. I just do the little trim to get all the big dead leaves off and all the big ones that have too long branches on them. Yeah, and cut them off and put them in the bags, and then they dry, and then I trim them again.
Yeah,
and then
no.
they go in jars.
If you can store 4 pounds, man, that's fucking. That's a lot of weed.
That's I mean, that's a lot of weed.
Honestly, I want to try that weed in like 6 months before I
yeah.
purchase
Right.
one.
Is it the same? Is it the same all the way through, or does it just get better and better and better?
I was thinking, does it actually hold, or does it get worse?
Right? Yeah. Does it keep it from degrading, or does it actually hold it for as long as? It's
But with a proper cure, your potency and everything gets higher.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I like how we were talking about flipping the flower, and now we're talking about fucking
Harvesting.
curing and harvesting.
Well, it's all part of flowering.
It's all a
know,
part. It's all a part of
it.
growing.
Yeah, it's all part of
Oh,
growing
that-
talks, man.
It definitely filled up the other half hour of the show. Dude, I'm so stoked to fucking harvest. I'm fucking terrified to harvest that room over there though,
Why?
cause it's 6 at once.
Well, that's fucking badass, dude. If you need help, let me know.
Oh, I'll need help.
I'll come-
My brother and I are gonna
do
knock
it,
out
yeah.
as much as we can on the Saturday that they're ready on, but 6, that's a lot.
Right. That's yeah. 3 apiece. It's a lot of work.
That's up to fucking 12 ounces possibly.
Nah,
It's a lot of fucking weed, bro.
that's a lot of fucking good times.
On wet trim, fucking scissor and finger hash is the best. Because you don't get all those dry pieces
If
of
everything
plant matter
goes
stuck
if everything
inside the
goes
hash.
right and I pull 2 ounces off of all these plants, I could have up to 24 ounces.
Nice.
I all whisper as much as
You
I
got
could.
Pat
Huh?
on the head.
Oh, okay. I can Michael Jordan my ounces, basically. That makes
Right.
sense.
Yep.
Wait, was that his number? Or was that Kobe?
What? 23?
Jordan
Yo!
23
Did
is
you...
Jordan.
Oh. Okay,
Jordan
so
was
I
on
was
the
one
23.
off then. Whoops. But wild tangent, because I was just talking basketball. Did you hear that fucking Michael Jordan's cutting his fucking deal with Nike?
I read
Why?
that. I did.
Because they released a pair of Jordan Prides, is what I'm going to
Yeah.
call them. They're a pair of fucking Jordan Nikes with a pride flag in them. And he's all, my name won't be used for wokeism.
Yeah, I just read the headline.
I can't believe they didn't do that
article.
a lot longer ago.
Yeah.
Like during COVID and during the uprise of all that shit.
Right.
Right.
And now it
Right.
just happens. But, okay, so next week, what should we talk about? Should we talk about training?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good one.
I love to train.
I do too.
Some,
You're
some
really
branch
good at
training,
it,
stress
too.
training.
I'm really gonna be the student on this one because you fucking got it down.
I don't even know what
Like,
I'm
how does-
doing, bro.
You use
How
those
does
clips. I use
How does
fucking.
Master Shan?
I use a variety of things. I have those bender clips,
Yeah.
but I only have a handful
Yeah.
of those.
Right.
So it
Yeah.
only works for like a handful of branches.
Yeah.
But I also have. We'll talk about it next week.
Yep. Talk about it next week, Rick.
So, have a fantastic Saturday night, guys. Stay safe, stay stoned. Tune in next week for Grow Talks episode 8. We'll be sending the ladies into flower and talking training.
Episode 8, week 9, huh?
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
See you guys.
Take
Deuces.
care. Peace.